Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome back to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Mac.
And we're getting back to our alphabet soup.
Yes, and we are playing through our collection A to Z, and today we are on the letter J.
Thank you, Elmo. How do you like that?
It's funny. I'm glad I started it.
Wow.
I'm a
But yeah,
jokester.
J so far is our, I think, smallest
Yep.
group of games. So
Mhm.
we've only got 3 in the J's.
Yep.
And none of them are large games, really.
No, they are not.
So, yeah.
Well, one has intellectual property that is quite large.
That is true. Very well known IP.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll just get right into them.
My favorite J game, Jaipur, or Jaipur. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be said, but
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
it's a lovely game. Even though I always lose it.
2-player game.
Yep.
2-player only.
2-player, and in this game you are doing set collection. You are trying to pick up cards so that you can buy sets of the same goods or corresponding goods.
Mhm.
Certain ones are worth more to you, but the bigger sets you collect, maybe
Get you
the
bonuses.
get you bonuses. There's also a camel function in this, which are kind of like these, I don't know, dummy cards maybe, where they're just something you might get points for, but they're really not important, but you can use them to
Trade them in.
keep the opponent from getting a chance at better goods than you. So, because you either pick cards or you play cards. So.
Yeah, it's very snappy turn structure. It's a really quick game. I like it quite a bit as well. It's definitely my favorite non-party J game, I think. But yeah, I think we've done a couple of videos on this one a while ago, so you can check those out. But yeah, otherwise this one was one that we played at the Dork Den.
Yeah, we just kind of randomly stumbled upon it. I don't know if you knew about it before.
I had never heard of it. I think we had asked for a suggestion, and I was like, I've never heard of this game, but sure, we'll try because it's a 2-player game, and it's a smaller game, so figured it would be one that you could pick up if we liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we played it, and
played it wrong?
We played it totally wrong, and we were like,
This is a great game.
I don't think we thought it was a great game.
I don't think so either.
I think we thought, this feels really strange and isn't really that good.
Yeah.
But
Did we realize it after because we bought it
we ended up buying it, but I think it felt so wrong to me. Something felt so wrong that I had to go then look up a video because I'm like, that couldn't have been how. There's no way he would have suggested that game if it was like that. But yeah, then I ended up looking at it, and then that made more sense. And I think we tried it again.
I don't remember what we were playing wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was either. But yeah, then we got it at I think Barnes and Noble for some discounted price.
It was on sale for like $10.
Yeah, so it's
I was like,
solid
sold!
buy. It's a solid buy. It's well worth looking into as long as you're playing it correctly.
Yes, it's so much fun, and it's so pretty too. The colors are so fun. Da-dum. Wow, you totally missed it there.
I didn't even think about it. Dee-dee-dee.
Now we're going to get copyright.
We probably will. That sounded...
For good old Bruce.
Bruce, the Jaw Shark.
Yes. I actually just watched this movie for the first time. Recently.
Yeah, I watched it quite a bit growing up. So
Apparently.
I had quite the childhood.
Yeah, these two are joking about the guy in the hat and the other guy, and I'm like, who?
Hooper and Quint and Brody.
I still don't remember who is who.
Yeah, you don't have to remember.
Yeah, well, the characters in the game.
That is true. You've played this one how many times?
Just
one
once.
time. And this one is a 1 versus many, or could be a 1 versus 1 game. Someone plays the shark, and then the other players kind of divide up the 3 main characters of Quint, Brody, and Hooper. And they all kind of do slightly different things, and it's kind of a game of 2 halves. The first half, the shark is going around this island eating beachgoers if they can, and then the eventual thing that triggers the end game or second half of the game
Once you find the shark or something?
is either once the shark is found or once the shark eats so many swimmers. And
then he finds you.
Yes. As he eats more swimmers, like the shark in the second half of the game kind of gets more cards, and the other players playing the people get less cards, or else the other way around. If they find the shark earlier, they get more cards. That's kind of how that's determined. So it kind of
That
gives
seems unfair.
whoever does better in the first half kind of gets a little bit of an advantage.
And the next half,
in the next half,
they
which
have
I
to
think is
win?
fair. But
Yeah,
and then the second half, it's just them on the boat versus the shark.
Yeah.
And it makes for an interesting game of the shark trying to destroy the boat or kill all the people. I think
fighting
it
for
works.
your life.
I think it works pretty well. I played this one against Jesse. I was the shark. I did very poorly on the first half of the game. I thought I'm going to get smacked here. And I ended up beating him. I destroyed the whole boat. I almost killed, although he was swimming around. Instead of getting back on the boat, he was swimming the people around the water. So I was able to attack them straight on sometimes, which I don't know why he allowed me to do that, but I didn't. I only ended up killing Quint.
Okay.
So it was very thematic.
I was just gonna ask who dies in that movie. I can't remember anymore.
So it was pretty thematic that way, I guess. But
Yeah.
no, I had a lot of fun with that play. I think the game might be a little long for what it is.
I thought it was long.
Yeah,
until I played it.
I think that's just trying to, even if someone gets an advantage, I think it's the way they try to keep it balanced. But the way they do that kind of just prolongs the game a little bit too long for what it is. But it's a fun one to bring out every now and then, I think.
Yeah. If you got Jaws fans, this will definitely be a hit anyway, though.
Yeah.
A game of strategy and suspense. I mean, they literally were playing a game with that shark. They were outmatched.
They were. They were unmatched. Jaws. And to our last J game.
Just one.
And I'm trying to think, this might actually... I don't know if I prefer this over Jaipur. I just really... It's one of my favorite party games.
Yeah.
It's a very solid one.
Yes, it is.
Because, it's simple where one person has a card and picks, and it has a word on it, and then the other players all write down a one-word clue.
Trying to get them to guess the word.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you reveal your words and you match words with somebody else, that word gets taken out by both of you, so it leaves less clues then for the guesser. And then if they guess the right word, you win that round.
Right. And it's a party game, so it's just kind of a... It's kind of a game where I think you just kind of play it until you're kind of done with it, or you just kind of say, oh, we'll give everyone the same amount of rounds, and you don't probably really keep score. But that's how it's played. So it gives you those interesting choices of, do I put a word on there that is really going to be a good hint, as long as no one else hints it, because then we both lose a clue, or do I use something that might be a little more obscure, but then if no one else kind of gives good hints, it won't really make sense by itself. So I really like that about it. It really just works so perfectly. You kind of think that it might not be able to work, but it really does. And I feel like even sometimes when the clues, you kind of look, you're like, no one ended up doing the simple one or the one that would really give it away. And now we've got these 4 clues that, that are like
obscure,
and then they still get it, and that just makes for really fun moments, I think.
Yeah,
so
it does. I remember a couple of gameplays or a couple of cards from playing this game. So
so
fun.
If you're looking for a party game and
I'd highly recommend this one.
Played enough code names, I would look into this one and check it out. See what you think about that. It's a very, very solid game.
Yeah, all you got to do is write a word. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. So. Yeah, those are all of our J games.
Yeah, big 3.
Not many, and like I said, nothing too big. I guess the Jaws kind of feels big because it's a longer game, but at the same time doesn't feel big. I don't know. Yeah. But no, they're all good games. We're gonna keep them all, I think, at this point.
Yep.
I don't know that any of them are kind of on the list for games to kind of take a look back at the end of all of this to see if we want additional calls. I don't think any of them will be.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are those games.
Yeah, and we are currently working our way through the case, so we hope to have that video up here very soon. There's a couple of bigger games in the case, so
yes.
Make sure that you subscribe and turn that notification bell on, if that's still a thing, so that you can watch the rest of our Alphabet Soup unfold.
Yeah.
We're almost halfway there.
We are almost halfway there. We have to get to M.
Yes.
and then we're halfway.
Yes.
Although I don't know for games-wise how many we have.
What's the split?
Yeah, but letters-wise,
yes.
we'll be halfway there. But I know we don't. Well, we might have a. We do have a Y. We don't have a Z. Don't have an X. So
V?
there's a couple.
Yeah.
We've got
UV.
We've got V.
Ube
We
doesn't
got
count.
Unmatched for you. We got Viticulture for V.
Oh yes.
So
X.
we got some games to play, but yeah, it's not many in the later half.
So.
Yeah, that is everything there. We hope to see you on the next video, and as always, don't forget to
Keep on nibbling.
on our content.